Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to Ball Chat. Happy Easter Sunday. Happy Passover to all those who celebrate. Our happy Sunday to the rest of us, football family. My name is Benton, one of the Ball Chat co-hosts. Junior, come on, family. Well, go on. How you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Junior, what go on, brethren? The man eat off and bun and cheese already.
Here I don't get any bonnet and no cheese, but I am here.
Happy to see the football family. As you know, Ball Chat podcast is about reviewing some of the week's major news in the world of football. If you join us on Ball Chat YouTube page, Ball Chat Facebook page, our Floor Sports YouTube page, or Ball Chat One on Twitter, you can join the discussion. We have a live and interactive show. We'll have Reggaeboyz discussion and take a deep dive into the interview with Kamar Toxic Lawrence and Simon Preston. We'll discuss EPL as Chelsea was shocked as Chelsea lost at Stamford Bridge to West Brom. First time in 38 years. We'll also highlight ballers and bugs at the top of the show. So, football family, join the discussion. Come on, Junior, let's get to our ballers of the week, highlighting the most impressive players of the week. Come on, who do you have as your ball of the week watching football?
So I have a couple. So Jota, you have to talk about Jota. I think he's the most informed Portuguese player right now in the world. He's scoring for international is on his international his international what was it?
Yes, he scored for Portugal on international duty.
For Portugal,
Yes,
right.
yes.
And then he came back and he scored. He scored two for Portugal and came back, I think, and scored two for Liverpool.
Yes.
So he is in form. So he's one. Matias Pereira, I have to give him props. Nobody had West Brom beating Chelsea. I don't care how bad they say we are. I don't care how bad Timo Werner is. Nobody had the West Brom beating us. 5 goals at that, which was outrageous. And Mr. Pereira had 2 goals and 2 assists versus Chelsea. So he should be mentioned in Baller. And I also want to give a big shout out to Lille, because Lille beat PSG, and we love to see that. And Benzema, I have to listen. Without Big Ben, there would be no Real Madrid. We need to give Big Ben in flowers. So I have Big Ben. I think he has 18 goals so far in La Liga. So I have to give him a big shout out. So Jota, Pereira, Lille, and Big Ben. Those are my ballers of the week.
Yeah, and those are your ballers of the week, and we'll touch all those games coming up. We'll talk about the Chelsea game as the Stamford Bridge is shaky. Junior, ball of the week, family. Who do you have as your baller, the impressive player of the week?
You know, with all that is going on, coming off the international break, with the COVID reactions, and I think we can make an argument that a lot of these big teams were affected by players traveling and being affected by COVID restrictions and blah, blah, blah. I have to give it to Bayern because they came back and they're the only big team that really played a big game and Man City. But Bayern come back and win a game 1-0 in a test affair and come out and stamp them class. In a week when we say Chelsea fall time, we say Arsenal and Liverpool fall time, even though Liverpool came out and won. We say Juventus fall time. We see all of these big teams, PSG fall time. But Bayern Munich come out and say, yo, status quo. Even though we ball them travel, we'll come back and we'll deliver. So I have to give it to Bayern Munich. I have to give it to Big Sam too. Now, chances are if Thiago Silva never get a red card, Chelsea wouldn't lose. But Big Sam, get him set, prepared, get a chance. And I'm not going to pick any player. I'm going to give it to Big Sam. We'll come out and say, look, why him said need 3 wins in the next 6 games or something like that. Or he had his numbers out. So the man get him side ready to go out there and beat a side, even though the side help him lose, help him win. But big up Big Sam, same way tomorrow.
Bigging up Big Sam and West Brom as they defeated Chelsea. And also Junior is bigging up Bayern Munich, finding a way to win a game against RB Leipzig. We'll discuss that in our Bundesliga roundup later on in the show. My ball of the week, I have to give ball of the week to Real Sociedad for winning the first major trophy in 34 years. They won the 2019-2020 edition of the Copa del Rey. They will be champion for a few days. They won the title yesterday. The 2021 season Copa del Rey final will be played on April 17. So they will be champions for what? About a week or so. But we have to give them ball of the week for winning that major trophy, first major trophy in 34 years. And also ball of the week to Verde of Spezia. What a wonderful goal. Check it out on YouTube. A bicycle kick. Have to big up Verde for a fantastic goal. Excellent goal he scored in Spezia in the Serie A this week. So those are my ballers of the week. Football family, let's get the bugs of the week or the unimpressive players of the week. Come on. Who do you have as your bug of the week, family?
Arsenal. You know, I'm not going to give it to Chelsea, even though we lost 5-2. And this is why. We were down a man, and you clearly saw it. So, I'll give my side a little result. But Arsenal, Neymar, I think Neymar do these things intentionally. You know, a hand to the face is a card. Why you up at the man for chuck the man? Football is a contact sport, Neymar. So you want to get kicked down and you want to get up and fight. So, you know, him never helped PSG, so they lost the Lille. So Neymar get it. And I also want to say the people who run in La Liga, they also get a bug of the week. In a game where Cadiz versus Valencia, and the player was saying that he was racially abused, and Valencia walked off the pitch with the teammates. They were told that they have to retake the pitch or else the game would be a forfeit. So, you know, them get the bug too. So people on La Liga, Neymar and Arsenal are my bugs of the week.
Yes. La Liga, BBVA. We'll discuss that La Liga situation with Cadiz and Valencia game, where the players walked off the field from Valencia, according to the Valencia captain Gaia, is that they were instructed to return to the field or they would have lost the 3 points. And of course, the victim in this case, the alleged victim in this case, Mukhtar, is alleged to have told his teammates to go back on and play. We'll discuss that later on in the show in the alleged racist incident that occurred between Cadiz and Valencia in the Cadiz-Valencia game. All right, come on, it's not giving Chelsea a bug of the week, but Junior, surely you must have given Chelsea a bug of the week.
Listen, man. That sets in the west. We don't have to sit down and celebrate when the sun rises in the east. So Chelsea is Chelsea. That's an understatement. My bug of the week, though, I'm gonna give myself bug of the week first of all. Couple weeks ago, when Zaha came out and said that taking a knee, he said that it was more pageantry. I'm misquote. I'm not quoting him here, not quote word for word, but pretty much saying that it's insignificant because there's no action behind it, right? And both you guys came out in support of him. I blasted him, right? I give myself bug of the week because in the international break, let me tell you some people. I don't like dog and cat. Yeah? But when Michael Vick did drown the dog them, me come out and support as much as me hate dog. Me support the dog them and say, yo, I hear that thing Michael Vick, right? Poland played against England. And the idiot them never kneel down. Instead, them stand up and point on them armband, say respect. Now, what the hell are you trying to say, Poland? And Czech Republic did it the game before. What the hell are you guys trying to say? Yeah? You don't respect the movement, or is it that, oh, you want respect for our people too? Shut the hell up, man. Everybody was support what Poland and Czech do. Shut the hell up, too. No, stop on yourself. What about thing in Jamaica we call earsas? Anybody that don't like the support for Black Lives Matter. Don't let the support for equality, for female equality. Want to slap on yourself right now. Give yourself a big box. Or me come back soon. Them are my bug of the week, man. Poland, Czech Republic, Georgia for them state laws. That's why MLB take with the voting, take with the All-Star game. I give Mega Rampone to rap you over. I see up on the other side of the fence, so I talk about woman for come play football with man and play sport. Why shut the hell up, man? I'm tired of it now. Happy Easter.
What a brother angry. What? I can't even recount those bugs. I mean, he's talking about Major League Baseball and Georgia. Regina football, we are dealing with it now.
Everybody want to fight equality, man. And a fight for equality on a different front when I make no sense. Megan,
Okay.
wanna shut up, man.
Yes, Junior is bugging. Yeah, definitely giving a bug to anyone who's not supporting the fight for equality. Definitely giving a bug of the week to Poland, Czech Republic for not taking a stand to support the endeavor to end racism. We'll discuss that again later on in the show, as we've discussed many times on the show, as an alleged incident took place today in La Liga. My bug of the week. I have to give it to Timo Werner. I'm just going to stick to football. Timo Werner, Germany lost to North Macedonia. And I don't even think North Macedonia has ever defeated Germany. I cannot recall when they did. But Timo Werner missed a sitter. He was, average for Chelsea in the game against West Brom. I mean, Chelsea have a player on their hands who does not look like he's going to mold into an effective striker. So he gets the bug of the week. And anyone at Chelsea who consistently decide that he needs to play over everyone else or someone else who might be better able to convert those chances gets the bug of the week. So Timo Werner, I mean, he's just, he's not good. He's not up to par at this stage. He gets the bug of the week for me. Continue on the bug of the week and ballers of the week. Junior, who we got? Big up Ramon Osborne, big up Reggie. We got some bugs and ballers to highlight. Let's highlight some of the bugs and ballers coming in from the family.
His bugs are Chelsea and Arsenal. Big up to Ramon. Ramon is saying big up everybody. Reggie's also saying his baller is Pereira from West Brom for his brace and 2 assists against Bug Chelsea. Ramon saying, Junior, the way Manu played today can't win the Premier League title. Change your background picture. Listen to Ramon. All right.
He's living in the past, Bregin. He's living in the past. All right, let's get to our football roundup. We have a lot of things that we got to touch this week. First, let's start with the EPL shock results that occurred with, Chelsea lost to West Brom. But let's start with the EPL table. Man City technically needs 11 or 12 points away from scuffing picking up their 5th EPL title in a decade. So your thoughts on the major upset and Man City looking like champions in this weekend EPL's play? Come on.
Which major upset? Man City and Leicester?
No, the major upset. We'll get to Chelsea upset in a minute. We soon get to the 37 years defeat in a minute.
We were down a man. I mean, like a pivotal man. Basically 2, because Timo Werner was not even in the game. So we were playing with 9 men. I mean, like for the entire game. So it's not an upset. 5-2, it kind of harsh though. I just don't understand. I know Captain America is injured. I'm like, dude, stay injured. So I don't know. Man City, this is just it. So now the race is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That's what the race is. Man City, 2nd.
Yeah, but all right. So let's focus on
you're all leading by 4 points. Leading Leicester by 4 points.
Yeah, and we'll get back to the table here in a second, but the Chelsea.
Man City. So we expect Man City to win,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And for me, Chelsea's game was not an upset. It was an unfortunate loss, but it wasn't an upset.
All right, so Chelsea, it wasn't an upset. Oh, Junior, come on, can we? What 37 years or 38 years was the last time West Brom won at Stamford Bridge. Junior, how is that not an upset? I mean, Robinson and Pereira was running through that Chelsea defense like,
Benton, what
yeah.
was the score? What was the score when Thiago got red carded?
The score was what, 1-1?
1-1, right?
Yeah.
So you are going to tell me that it's Chelsea. One man is 4 goals worse, or four goals to one worse. West Brom, 1 man. It's one thing. It's one thing if Chelsea couldn't score, right?
Yeah.
You give up 5, you give up 4 goals after going down a man.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about that.
Yeah, so technically they lost 4-1 after going down a man, right?
There's something to be said about giving up 4 goals against a side that is looking at relegation. If this game should have ended 2-2 and with West Brom hanging on for dear life, and everybody will be here at Ballchat saying, yo, if Chelsea was full strength, them win the game. So there's something to be said. There's something to be said. There's something to be said about Werner. There's something to be said about Pulisic coming out at halftime, thinking he's going back on the field, and Tuchel look at him like, brother, where you going? Come out for the field, man. And Werner come back out of the locker room and run on. There's something to be said. I don't know what is going on at Chelsea, but we can't keep blaming coaches. We can't.
And I think Matt Law and Tuchel said that as it relates to Pulisic, Captain America, is that he had a hamstring issue and he told him, okay, just go ahead. He felt like Pulisic said that he couldn't continue. So that's why the sub took place. Come on, Matt Law is reporting that today at training, Kepa and Rudiger had a bust up and Rudiger was sent home. Matt Law is a man who definitely has his pulse, the pulse of what's going on at Chelsea. Is all right with Chelsea getting ready for this big Champions League game against Porto?
Hold a second. So why you never read the rest of it say that they reconciled? It was just a heated exchange. As a matter of fact, why Kepa in that people in business? Is he playing? I mean, like,
Okay.
why is Kepa giving himself so much trouble? Him not all a bench man.
Yeah.
He should be training with the B team. He's supposed to train with the A squad to keep himself in trouble. But they say it's water under the bridge was just a normal bust up. Rudiger would not be calmed, so them send him gun and yard. But them said them apologize and they move on.
All right, so when Rudiger reach him yard, them apologize and start you out. So the big side in the EPL, it's all about the Man City. Moving in other game, Man City defeated Leicester City. It was a one-sided affair, right? I mean, clearly, even Benjamin Mendy scoring for Man City these days. Imagine. But it's good to see Sergio Aguero back on the field, as I guess this is it for him with this club.
Yeah, with Leicester City, as I said, you don't know where you're going to get with Leicester City. And it's just like a one-man show. So it was, I don't know if also the players them they tired or they were just out of it. But Man City just had their way today. You can't depend on Leicester City.
Cannot depend on Leicester City. And Junior, how is it that before we move on to the other teams in the EPL, let's go back to Chelsea for a little bit and Timo Werner. Should Timo Werner continue to get a starting job at the top for Chelsea, or should Giroud play?
I think the answer is C. They should both play.
You would play both of them, and this is the
over Tammy.
Werner is a winger over Tammy, yes.
Yeah.
But Giroud just seems to can score. Tammy seemed like it have to be ideal for him. But I think the problem with Werner to me is they are trying to turn a winger into a striker. And it is so sad to say. This reminds me of Sterling at Liverpool his last year. Remember when Brendan Rodgers just continuously put Sterling up at the number 9 and we used to kill him. I used to cuss him off and say him not the first touch, he can't score, blah blah blah. Werner is the same thing. Werner looked like, all right, when we watched Werner last year in Germany or 2 years ago, he likes to run into pocket of spaces, find some little gap between the defenders and especially the centre backs and get there. But in England, you have some tall, fast, fit centre backs. You are not going to get any spaces that Werner like to feed on. So he's now have to try to figure out another way to score in a very tough league. It's not fair to. I don't think it's fair to him. He needs to go on the wing. But then the question now becomes, where does Mason Mount play? Okay. I think Chelsea just have too much wingers, and them say, yo, Werner, you just have to go figure it out because Mount have to play, Zeke have to play, Captain America. Well, Unuka Captain America can't get no more game because they're just wing heavy.
So with misses like that against Macedonia, not Macedonia, and then we saw in the game against West Brom where there was a couple of times when we thought he was gun shy in front of goal. That goal that he passed off when he should have probably taken the shot. Why keep playing this dude, Werner, if he seems like confidence is an issue for him? Because
how do you regain confidence? You're not gonna regain what you want him to shoot after Kepa?
Go practice with Kepa.
I mean, how do you build confidence? You can't build his confidence by putting him on the bench. You can't build his confidence. We bring him in on like in the last 5 minutes with Jose Dobel today.
Yeah.
So you have to. This is how you build. See, the problem with Chelsea is this: they spent all this money for Timo Werner to be a game changer. Yep. Them go out there and even get the perfect coach, the German whisperer, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't think they want to admit that they are failing with Timo Werner. They might can admit that they're failing with Kai Havertz, right? But we really don't see him playing a role. But they're not going to bench the two Germans that they brought in for so much money and then bring the coach to help them for gain them confidence. Okay. And Junior might be right to say a player him and Giroud maybe, but will playing with Giroud give him the confidence. That's what we saw. Like he was on the six instead of shooting in past. And it was not, he didn't have a clear shot. He had a good shot, a great opportunity as well. So you have to play him to gain his confidence. The good thing with it is that when he's on the pitch, you have speed because he's one of the fastest players there. Yeah, so you have speed. So maybe they want that Giroud not necessarily have the speed, but he is a proven goal scorer. So it's TT that's going to have an issue. He needs to just go back. It's not easy, but it's fixable.
Okay. You know what is funny? I don't think he looked as fast as he did at first. His confidence is so low that watch him again, because I watch him. When we watch Chelsea, I'm watching him and I'm watching his body language. It almost feels like he's mistiming those runs behind the defense. It almost feels that way today. Because before, Werner was great at making runs. And when he first came to Chelsea, he was even running too early, where the midfielders have never recognized him making a run. They hear the commentator say, another missed run there by Werner. Why can't they just get the ball into space? What I'm seeing from Werner right now, he's not even confident enough to try to stretch his legs. And the reason why I said he'll be perfect to play with Giroud. The goal that Mount scored, that run that Mount made, that Werner set up for Mount, is the run that Werner loved to make, and is the run that Werner always make in Germany.
Okay.
That is why and where Werner was when he got the ball, that is Giroud. At the apex of the attack, just stand there, wait for the ball come to you, right?
Yeah.
To me, having Werner playing as the number 9 in a 4-2-3-1 is a waste of the youth's best attributes. He's fast. If he's at the top of the attacking line, when you watch Chelsea, he constantly comes back in the midfield, right?
Yeah.
He's running, trying to get back to the front. That is how he wants to play. So put somebody up front and tell him, so don't worry about get broken in the neck for get back up front. Run in with the flow of the game. To me, that's a simple fix.
It's a simple fix.
Right,
Yeah,
right, and this don't mean that he should never play the number 9 position. You can. Some teams he
yeah.
would fit in a system to play perfectly, but he's never supposed to be the lone striker. He's not supposed to be the only player up top because he didn't have a shot on goal yesterday.
Okay.
Man looks so uncomfortable in the box. He maybe I think the stat was 5 touches in the box the entire time he was on the pitch. When Kai came on, he had what over 20 touches.
Yeah.
It's like even Alonso had more touches up top than he had. So, you're right. He's not being used in the best position. And if the game yesterday never teach TT that, I don't know what else to do because we are armchair fans. We can see the issue. So as a top coach, you should see that Timo Werner is not the answer for the striker issue. And he was short on strikers either. Him did have Tommy never even make the game day squad.
Yeah.
He had Kai and he had Olivier Giroud, which he could have utilized in that position. It maybe would not have meant anything because we did get the red card, but the Timo Werner experiment is not working as the number 9.
All right. Tuchel got to figure it out. The big game in the EPL was Arsenal versus Liverpool. Your boy Diego Jota continues to score. But is Liverpool back to its old self, beating the brakes off Arsenal? I mean, Arsenal was competitive in the first half, yes, but Liverpool definitely separated in the second.
Everybody beat the brakes off Arsenal. So I mean, is
Arsenal,
this really a good measuring stick? I mean, like, is it really a good measuring stick? We don't know.
I mean, to be fair, Arsenal was trending in the right direction. The Arsenal fans said they were trending in the right direction.
As Arsenal fans, I know 3 Arsenal fans and they're mad. So that's what Arsenal fans can say. But Liverpool look good. I mean, like, they look good enough to beat Arsenal. They're finding their form. We don't even know. But Arsenal, there's something missing with Arsenal. They're being very inconsistent, and I just don't understand. Junior was so excited when Partey came along. Junior, how are you feeling now? It must look pedestrian.
Yeah, let me tell you something. It have nothing to do with Partey. All right? I said last week when we were predicting the games, and I said that give Arteta a week to prepare for Liverpool. He's going to have a master plan. He had a master plan. But Arteta's problem is he does not know how to adjust. The game changed completely when Jota came on. The front 3 for Liverpool changed. The attack changed for Liverpool. In the first half, Liverpool couldn't do nothing against Arsenal. In the first half, every time a Liverpool player had the ball, you had 3 Arsenal players around him everywhere. And Aubameyang was taking off down the wing. Pepe just pack up your bag and go home. You don't deserve to play in England. But I think the game changed in the second half when Klopp made those adjustments and Arteta didn't. So I don't think Liverpool is back to its old self per se. I think it more shows the growth that Arteta needs to have, where he's a good game preparer, but a manager he's not.
Okay. And Arteta said he was, quote, in shock, end quote, by the lopsided loss. Another game that was... Yeah, go ahead, Junior.
Someone says it well. Partey was the best Arsenal player yesterday, and he was. He was the best player on the field for Arsenal. Okay. Anytime he got the ball, he was looking to switch position. The middle of the field was locked down. Nothing could happen in the middle of the field till the second half.
Okay.
So Partey is worth every penny.
So it's just an adjustment that Liverpool made that Mikel Arteta wasn't able to adjust to.
Yeah.
Another game today, Jose Mourinho and Spurs, almost like they continue to find a way to lose points as Spurs tied it up late with an emphatic goal by Willock. Jose Mourinho and Spurs seems to lost. They seem to be lost at sea, right? Come on.
They need to spend some money on players.
Well, they can't
That's
spend
all
this
I'm going to
season.
say.
They can't spend no more.
No, listen, Bale says he's going back to Real Madrid, so that's going to free up some money. You must have some players that Jose hinted, he never called a name, but he hinted that it's time for them to go. And you see that too. Listen, we can't cuss Jose all we want cuss, but you have some players out there that they don't want to be there. Then free up the players. So some players who want to play for Spurs, but let's face it, Benton, Spurs not good. You have 1 and 2 players where have special moments, right?
Yeah.
And because they have special moments, they give Spurs 3 points, but allow them to look competitive on the table. But let us face it, Spurs has not been good for a long time. So you have the bad players, and then you bring in a coach who right now, Jose is not even the special one anymore. So it's just not working.
He's more like the miserable one.
You need to spend some of the money whatever spent on the stadium. Use the same energy on the building and put some good players on the pitch. They look, trust me, so my type of Spurs to sit and really watch Spurs means you don't have nothing else in the world. It's just terrible football.
Yeah, but and Junior, he cannot seem to get anything out of the Spurs outfit. You know, a few weeks ago he said that when players don't, he implied that players weren't taking their career seriously. They showed up, everything you do in life, and you know, you do your best. It's just not resonating with the Spurs team. Junior, your thoughts?
Yo, I am the Jose Whisperer. Come on, is the Jose manager. I am the Jose Whisperer. Let me tell you what is Jose's problem. He loves to try to put a square peg in a round hole. Now, giving Pep Klopp, I give Klopp credit as well. In Pep and Klopp, they send out players out there and say, be the best you, right? While Jose said, my right winger, you need to be the best right winger that I want you to be. It's a big difference. And you can tell by the way the Tottenham players are playing, they are almost second guessing themselves. It's different. When Pochettino was coaching them, they would dash us some game. I said, what the hell, what they want to say? And to me, they were throwing away those games because Pochettino's voice got stale. It's a different reaction now. What I say from Tottenham is players who are hesitant, where they are trying to be the best themselves, are trying to be the best that Jose wants. And I think that is what their problem right now.
So
and
there's
you can
a conflict.
Yeah, that you want. If the door fit Jose's system, it's not going to work. It just is what it is.
Yeah, but that's not a bad thing, though. I mean, that's not a bad thing. I mean, we can't say everything is bad. Jose want you to be the best footballer to get the results. Who is that a bad thing? Jose wants you to be the best player that you can be on the pitch. How can that be a bad thing? And you said something earlier now where you say, we need to find out with our Benton to stop blaming the coaches them. Listen, these are professional. I say it all the time. We always talk about, players stop playing for coach. I mean, like, this is your job. It's like you as a teacher in the classroom, and because you and the principal or your boyfriend have a problem, you stop teach. You get paid to go out there and win games. If Jose is putting out, because look here, you realize that we're not complaining about him lineup because his lineup was good. Him put the best 11 that he has out there, and them go out there and put foolishness. And then we want to blame Jose for what? I am over players trying to get coaches fired. Go out there, give out, and they did not go 100%. Let us be fair. You know, the man will walk around them like it is nothing. So I am not blaming Jose when he puts the best 11 out there. A question today why Bale come in the last 5 minutes, because Bale can be a game changer. But we need to get away from players a play bad because them don't like the coach. I mean, like, if I'm an owner, I don't ever hear that.
I'm not saying that the players are playing bad because they don't like the coach, you know. But if a coach...
No, nothing this. But I'm saying it has been done.
Right.
I mean, it has been done. So I'm not really cuss what you say. I'm just venting because we just need to move away from the fact that players play poorly because they want somebody to lose them work. Rubbish!
Some
They
And
people
get paid to go out there and perform. Artist, man.
some
It's
people
money.
love vent when their coach Jose Mourinho is under the fire. Perfect time for
Jose,
that.
Spurs not firing Jose this season. Even if he loses the final, Spurs not firing Jose this season.
Interesting. I mean, they have a severance package. How much money them owe him if they fire him? But 10, 10 or 20
They're not
million.
going. They're not going to fire him.
You know. But looking at the EPL table quickly, so Spurs and Liverpool and West Ham tied on 49 points. Everton is also still in the hunt for this Champions League spot. Chelsea sitting at 51 points. Liverpool should jump into this top four soon, right?
Why they should? Why they could get me excited against all
Well, it's
Liverpool?
Liverpool, and they're getting healthy. They're getting healthy. I mean, players are, Jota is back and he's a goal scoring. I mean, he's able to move Fabinho back into that
Yeah, but
midfield.
some of them alone upstairs against LT too. I mean, like really, Ben.
All
I don't
right,
say
I
the
predict
thing
that
not
Liverpool
undercover
finish in the
Liverpool
top four.
part.
Come on. I predict Liverpool will finish in the top four.
that's an easy prediction. Hold on. We're not letting him out. Come on. That's an easy prediction.
Yeah,
Who is not making the top four for Liverpool, Jappy?
Chelsea.
Stop it!
Chelsea.
Spurs! Stop it! Stop
And-
it! Stop it!
That's
Leicester!
I would
Leicester
say-
and Spurs. I'm gonna drop.
I would say Leicester City would be the easy pick to drop out, but Leicester City has a nice sort of cushion. Chelsea right there at 51 points. We don't know which Chelsea is going to show up.
all right. So Chelsea gone. Which other team gone?
Leicester City is next.
Hold on. So you are saying that Liverpool is going to make up 6 points. Wait.
So
Yeah.
Liverpool will finish in the top four. They don't necessarily will finish third. They will finish in the top four.
No, but you said Leicester City gone.
No, Chelsea is the first one who gone. The other one who vulnerable to gone is Leicester City because of a collapse at the end of the season.
You need another.
They would have to lose all of them remaining games. I don't see that happening.
Yeah. Who Leicester City?
Leicester.
Okay.
I don't see Leicester losing that. Further, Chelsea not lose all them games. Let me tell you that. If the German have to put 10 man in front of Mendy, we're not losing all our games then. Let us put that out here.
So, all right, so
Benton.
Junior, I think we know Cameron don't think that Chelsea will drop out of the top four, but do you think that Chelsea will finish in the top four?
Yeah.
Huh?
I think
Him say yeah.
Okay. Spurs, West Ham, and Everton right on their heels. I mean, we'll see. All right, moving away from the EPL over to Paris, and quickly, my fancy baller Neymar picked up a red card as Lille defeated PSG. Isn't it about time Neymar grew up? How are you getting red card? And it's a title challenge year. Lille is pushing up against them. Lille is definitely leading the table. We'll get to the table in a little bit. But getting a red card in what, 92nd minute, 91st minute? I mean, he'll be out for what, 3 games now?
Unless them repeal the card. Because to be honest, it was a full tackle. I understand it. I see it's stupid. Right? Shouldn't have happened. But Neymar has been a professional for so long to know that players do them things there to get reaction from you. And you first think you kiss the man in the face because it's up in the man's face. Then you chuck the man. Hand to body, hand to face is a card. And I just don't understand. I'm over there for him. It's like, listen, Neymar just wants 3 days off. I just think every time him do them foolishness there, he just needs some time to go relax. Because this doesn't make no sense.
Now, I mean, can they afford to lose him for this running in the stretch? Because they're trailing Lille. And Junior, your thoughts?
Neymar is no superstar, man. And that's it. So let us stop talking about Neymar like he's some superstar. He's not. Neymar is the new Robinho. That's it.
No.
Oh my Lord.
You're gone too far. No, you got too far.
BM said Neymar is very immature.
Neymar is the new Robinho, football career-wise, and that's it. Done.
I think so.
Yeah, I blatantly disagree. Neymar is my fancy baller. Junior, so in this table, in the French league, Lille sitting on 66 points. I mean, Lille is not gonna. David and Lille is not gonna win. Jonathan David and Lille is not gonna win this thing.
I apologize to Lille because last week I said PSG going to come out and manhandle them. Pochettino is going to come out and send a message. Blah blah blah. They get a big chicken and a body. So listen to me. I don't know because the fact that Neymar get the red card. How can he return to the locker room if you are being looked at as the leader? How can you return to the locker room in a title chase? Remember, you know, everybody said that they're picking Neymar over Mbappe, right? Remember that is a report, you know.
Yeah.
That he is picking Neymar over Mbappe. So what does this do?
As in PSG.
PSG, yeah. They're commit to put Neymar over Mbappe.
Yeah.
That's what the reports have been for the last couple of months. So the question now is, when Neymar returning to the locker room, can he apologize to the team? So you ask if Lille can win the title. No, the real question is, can PSG recover and put up a real fight?
Okay.
Lille's focus. Lille, when last Lille win a championship?
It's been a long time.
Ask if Lille ready for win the championship. The question now is PSG ready to fight? Because this will be their first fight in how many years? This is the real first.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Let's see.
So Ramon Osborne said West Ham United can be in top 4 because based on the fixtures that they have left, him said they have a good chance. BM says Lille look like they can win the title, and Dwight Spence says no international break travel to Brazil, so box a boy and get suspended travel home for a mental break.
See, I don't want I promote the foolishness. So
you don't see what Kofi said, come on.
No.
What I go wrong, Kofi. Big up Kofi Powell, man said, Judah, you're right about Neymar. It's your wicked. It's the little Barcelona bias for the app. Just because you that Barcelona ex-baller. The man up.
That's what you want to say. You can't always come back home. It's okay, we're good.
Dwight said, notice that these get injured before Christmas, Carnival, and Easter holidays. Right.
But seriously, dude, I mean, how many? Come on, do you think Lille's gonna win this?
I think they have a good enough chance. I think they're confident. I think they're confident, and I think they're driven. And I think Juna is right. They haven't won in a long time, so I think they are going to be motivated. So the question will be, can PSG catch Lille?
Yeah, that's a question. And Juna, your fancy coach Mauricio Pochettino is not gonna let Lille defeat PSG. Is he? I mean,
listen, me. Maybe I'm a fancy coach. Is he coaching Manchester United? No. Watch to me, and he need for box Neymar. But honestly, I can see Pochettino using this as an opportunity to change PSG into his image.
Yeah, chance. All right.
There's a time for be more pragmatic, to be more rudimentary instead of just flying off at the hip, which is what PSG has been doing for the last couple of years. So we'll see.
And to be fair to them, they did get a lot of chances. I mean, Neymar missed a few sitters, Mbappe missed chances. So they definitely missed chances. Let's get the preview and prediction before we get to yard ballers and discuss some football in our own backyard. Champions League, speaking of PSG, Champions League game coming up this week. They play Bayern Munich. Marco Verratti is out because of a COVID test. But the big miss is Robert Lewandowski. He's out for 4 weeks approximately. I mean, can Bayern Munich beat PSG in this week's game without Robert?
What kind of question that?
Robert Lewandowski had scored what 35 goals for them in Bundesliga. He's probably scoring 90% of Bayern Munich's goal. In fact, maybe 95% of their goal. I mean,
in play recently. On them game was yesterday. Did he play yesterday?
no, he did not play yesterday, and they eked out a 1-0 victory against RB Leipzig.
Yeah, but did they lose?
No, they didn't lose.
Did somebody else score a goal?
No, yes, somebody. Are you equating RB Leipzig to PSG because it's a two different animal?
Look here. They'll be okay.
Surely this is it for PSG. If not now, Bayern Munich is right for the taking. If not now, when?
Next time.
Junior, if not now, when?
Did he just say Bayern Munich is right for the taking?
Yeah, they're right for the taking. who are you gonna?
Just because one man injured. Just because. Benton, I think you're mad.
Okay, so everyone is picking Bayern Munich to beat PSG. It seems like
I am not saying that, but I don't think Bayern Munich is taking that big of a step back just because Terminator is not here. I think Bayern is Bayern, and it's a big miss. So instead of him scoring, you're gonna have a next player just run up and score. The chance is still going to be there. You still have Coleman, you still have Mueller, you still have all of these ballers coming off the wing. How is
a cloud thing bent on the pot? Not no man.
All right, I'm picking PSG to win. Backside. Nobody's not picking PSG to win. I'm picking PSG to beat Bayern Munich in this matchup. Clearly, you guys are picking Bayern Munich to win, and I mean, I think Mbappe, Neymar, Di Maria. I mean, Bayern Munich has probably one goal in them, you know, or maybe Serge Gnabry is going to have one of his outstanding game. I'm picking PSG and the fancy baller to win this game. Real Madrid versus Liverpool. Quickly, your thoughts on this game, and you know, can Liverpool beat Real Madrid? They should.
There's no Sergio Ramos, so I think Salah will be okay, if not for worrying himself.
Why no Sergio Ramos?
I think I read where they said that he's injured. He'll be out.
He's injured. He's out.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think Liverpool think that they might have a chance, but Real Madrid quite snuff out the chance. So I have Real Madrid rubbing out Liverpool.
Really, Junior? This is idiot Real Madrid team, Junior. I mean, yes, granted, they seem to be trending in the right direction in terms of Real Madrid, but Junior, your prediction of Liverpool versus Real Madrid?
In Champions League, you can't bet against him. Real Madrid is a different team in the Champions League compared to La Liga. I don't know what it is. I don't know how. I don't know what. But I can't bet against them. So no, I can't. Okay. Both teams are riddled by injury. Liverpool a lot more than Real Madrid. I can't bet against Zidane.
Can't bet against Zidane. And another big game, Manchester City versus Dortmund. Dortmund lost this week to Frankfurt. Your thoughts, family? Come on.
It was just Dortmund being Dortmund. I mean, like, I just don't understand. You have all these players. You have the players them who you think they're saying are the best, you know, players, Haaland or whatever, but yet they still managed to disappoint. So I was not even surprised that they lost.
And you know, interestingly, did their Haman criticize Minarola and Alfie Haaland, the entourage for Erling Haaland apparently making stops this week at different clubs. He said that it's unprofessional to make such public announcement and make public stops during right before a big game. You know.
Hold on.
I thought it was an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, I mean, I saw him making the comments on I don't remember what platform he said it, but he said, you know, it was a big game. Dortmund have a big game against Frankfurt coming up, and you know, of course, Erling Haaland wasn't making these stops, but his entourage or his representative was making these stops. So it could be a distraction, at least for the player. That's what the sentiment seemed to be.
How is that a distraction for the player? That make excuse for the losses, man. What Erling Haaland there? So, all right. So what we're going to say now? If Coca-Cola get up and say, yo, we're going to sponsor Erling Haaland. If Erling Haaland, entourage, sister, brother, cousin, dog, puss, auntie, get spotted with a Pepsi, it's going to be, oh my God, Erling Haaland, entourage, spotted with a Pepsi. Shut the hell up, man. It's $180 million price tag that has been put for Erling Haaland transfer this summer. If the man people them want to go, they're gonna make two calls. They're gonna make two calls. What them thinks that Erling Haaland sit on a training with him phone. I say, yo, boss, what the man them must say that? No, it have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
You lose or might get to the behind busted again against Man City because Man City seem like they are destined to win a treble this year. So just prepare for the beating that man.
Okay, so Dortmund and in the final game in this week's previews and prediction segment, Chelsea versus Porto. Chelsea, which Chelsea team will turn up?
Better,
Porto go beat me.
Let me answer first. You see this game? You know, like when they go 9-night, I know the food at 9-night tastes good. But you reach 9-night late, you get the pot bottom and the rice and peas bottom. That is this Chelsea versus Porto game. Why are they even televising the game?
It's Champions League, yeah. It could be. Sergio Conceição, the coach of Porto, says that they're going to beat them. I mean, to kind of, just paraphrase what he said. I mean, he's quite the swag.
Listen to me, Benton. Listen to me. This could be like when Mike Tyson fight against Lennox Lewis. I have some little dibby undercards for the fight. And they try to make news so people can watch the fight. Listen to me. When this game I play, yo, I go cut grass or something.
This is the undercard. And so come on, you're picking Porto to win this game.
I am. That's 2-1 though.
So come on. You be even tell me say old man Pep you go lock down word that.
I keep going foot too. Long time. Listen, I hate 2 defenders I hate in this world. Ramos and Pepe. And you know why? Because they're very, very good. Very good. Pepe could be 100. He must sweep everybody foot. And Timo Werner, like a skinny foot them, no different. So I don't see them beating Porto.
Okay, and but who knows? Maybe Tuchel will go ahead and start Olivier Giroud. I mean, this should be the right game for him to come forward and stuff.
So Pepe played at him too. Pepe at him.
It would be. I suspect it would be more competitive with someone who will actually score the goals as opposed to someone who's going to kick and miss. Before we step away from discussing football in our from discussing football in Europe and moving to discuss football in our own backyard. Erling Haaland, people were making the tour. Come on, I want to hear your thoughts. Barcelona, he met with the president of Barcelona, Juan Laporta. Does Barcelona have money to sign Erling Haaland? Let's just straight up.
What is already, unless the IOU, unless because, and there's no player who would say, all right, then somebody would have really paid some money for if it's not Messi, right? Yeah. And Coleman said this morning or yesterday that they're going to do everything in their power to keep Messi. Who you going to sell? Coutinho? Braithwaite? Who you going to sell? To get money. I just think it was for sure. Yeah. I think it's a magic trick. Look here, well, them go here. Me and you know, say Real Madrid, I'm destination. So, I'm going to Barcelona frighten me. They not have the money, and it's just not a good fit. Already.
And Junior, so Sergio Aguero is reported to be leaving Man City at the end of the season. A phenomenal player for them. Do you see Man City has been mentioned as being in the hunt to get Erling Haaland? Do you see a place that Erling Haaland could be at Man City?
Did Pep come out and say signing Erling Haaland is virtually impossible? He came out and said that could be smoke and mirrors. Does he fit Man City? Yes. Will he be perfect for Man City? Yes. Is he what Man City needs? Yes. Can Man City get them the aisle money long?
Okay.
But I don't see it. I don't see it.
You don't see it happening. And he won't be at your club, Manchester United, right?
I wouldn't say all of that. No. I wouldn't say all of that. I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Because it's a hefty price tag on his.
Yo, it's 180 million start.
Yeah. So that's the start, right? 180.
But the thing is, like what Cameron was saying about Barcelona, who will Barcelona get rid of?
Yeah.
That Barcelona don't have the assets to make that 180 million space, right?
Yeah.
Man City don't have that asset neither. Those assets neither. Who them I get rid of? Mahrez?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah. So Manchester United does?
Of course.
Oh.
You have 110 million sitting there talking about him want to go back to Juventus.
Oh, Paul Pogba.
No, seriously. You have 110 million sitting there talking about me ready to leave. You have 60 million sitting in David De Gea, but them come out now and saying that they are willing to pay to make him leave this year. You have Marshall, 20, 30. You can't easily make the room for him. Does he fit Manchester United? No. He doesn't fit Manchester United. Sad to say, I think Haaland fit Liverpool. Sad to say, I can see Haaland going to Liverpool. I really can see Haaland wearing a Liverpool shirt next year.
But I think ultimately he'd probably end up at Bayern Munich as Robert Lewandowski replacement. That's my prediction, at least.
I am willing to bet he's going to go to Liverpool.
Okay. Come on, where do you think he ends up? At Real Madrid?
Real Madrid.
Okay. All right. We'll see who's going to be able to show. So then if he goes to Real Madrid, should they have to get rid of Hazard?
Which Hazard still at Real Madrid?
Yeah, but they still have to pay Hazard. Yes, he's still there. He was their big transfer. And Real Madrid is supposed to be interested in Mbappe. I mean, so then you pick Erling Haaland over Mbappe?
Mbappe say I'm not leaving. He's not leaving PSG. He's comfy.
Okay.
And listen, Real Madrid have the money, the first thing, and they want to win trophies. So I think whatever they have to do, they'll make it happen.
Okay.
Hazard can come back at Chelsea, you know. I mean, Chelsea will always take him back.
Well, they will pack him up and send him right now. Yeah, Junior.
The comments. BM is saying Champions League is an obsession for Real Madrid. Dwight Spence saying Man City now. Ramon saying we don't want Erling, guys. BM saying Junior, the problem is top forwards from the Bundesliga usually struggling EPL. Might be the same for Haaland. I don't think so.
Yeah, before we crown, I mean, there's a lot of hype, understandably so. Some people are crowning Erling Haaland as the next biggest thing, but I mean, he's doing well, but it's a different league. Look at the fact.
And I think the fact that he's big and strong,
yeah,
I think that works in his favor. Because that's what Timo Werner is saying, that he's fast, but he never expect the players to be this big. So, with Haaland being big and fast and strong and can score the goals, you never know. He might just blend right in.
He definitely has a nose for a goal. All right, let's get to discussing football in our own backyard and start off with Jamaican football again. More drama. Kemar Lawrence did an interview recently with our friend at Reggaeboyz Simon Preston. Kemar Lawrence spoke about a wide range of things. He said it's not just about money. He went on and spoke about different travel arrangements. Some of the English players last year that were traveling on business class while he was in coach or economy. I don't know. I've watched some of these interviews and I don't know. But come on, Kamar, he's an honest, straight up youth. Don't talk, don't hide and talk. Your thoughts on the statement that he made in this interview?
It's not the first we've heard about travel issues with the JFF. I think they use a travel agency, but they never seem to get it right. And to be honest, I understand how hectic and hard it is to make travel arrangements, especially if you're going halfway around the world. So that's kind of rough. But for years we've heard it. Damien is famous for saying that he was told to go to the airport. He was sitting in the airport for hours and there was no reservation for him. You remember that one?
Yeah,
So they have the issues. And Taxi is one of those persons that don't talk.
yeah,
So when you see Taxi really come out and talk, then you really have to listen. And there was a very good interview that he had with Simon,
yeah.
and he put the points across for other players as well. Remember when they wanted to get Ravel Morrison, how they said that his agent said that he has to travel a certain way that's befitting. And Taxi is really right to be upset. You as a supervisor working at a company for 15 years, them always put you back one of the toilet for spirit. But the new person who come, this young person who has been at the company for 2 weeks, gets to travel on Delta first class. So I understand what he's saying, and he has a right to be upset. I don't like the excitement with the back and forth with the JFF out in the public. I think the JFF needs to be better by having conversations with the players in-house. So we outside not really have to necessarily hear the dirty laundry. Not even us Jamaicans only, but the world itself is looking at us, putting out our dirty laundry out there. But some things have to be said. And Tax's main point was it's not only about money, but respect. And the travel thing is one of those things that he thinks, borders on disrespect. So they have to do better with getting the players. They can't just go and say we're going to toss these players to the side because we have a disagreement with them and get new players, because that never necessarily worked versus USA. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward, because World Cup is coming.
And Junior, before you chime in, General Secretary Dalton did confirm that because of pressure from some clubs, they had to make other travel arrangements for some of the English players. You know, Kamar Lawrence also said in that interview, aka Taxi, also said in that interview that until the demands that the players have outlaid, are met, he's not willing to strap them up. I mean, he's not willing to lace them up. Junior, this thing is getting dicey here in terms of not being able to see some of these seasonal players turn up for the Reggaeboyz. The Gold Cup is coming. To hear him actually say something along those lines, it's at the 11th hour where this thing needs to be fixed.
I think it is unfortunate. But for me, I think the GFF has an out right now. And I think with all of these things going on with the players, it's going to look bad on the local players. It's going to look bad on Taxi, Damian Lowe and company. And the reason why I'm saying it is this. If the club say, my player have to fly business class, them have to fly business class, right? And if JFF say, yo, I simply don't have the money to put everybody in business class, you know what the fix would have been? If the English players then did say, all right, here what? Everybody fly coach, right? We have not heard one English or one UB40 say anything. We have not heard Leon Bailey say anything. The only talking that has been happening is from the people that are feeling the pain, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to say you throw a stone and a hog pen and the one who feel it squeal? When that happens, how is it that Taxi is going to come in now and look on one of the UB40 them and think that me your teammate?
Yeah.
if we are one team, we are one group, we are one collective, and some of your teammates feel slighted, are we yet to hear? You know how big it would be if Mikel Antonio come in and say, listen, me well want to play for Jamaica, but yo, me want a good cross from my left wing back, you know, so I go support Taxi. The man for fly business. Yeah, hear me too? Every UB40 will make millions of dollars. So if coaches is $1,000 and for go business class at $1,500, every man sponsor a local baller for this game. Why would I hear English players say that? So why are we turning all our attention to GFF? We have to turn our attention on the UB40 them too. Because una make a bag of money. No, come on. They might make a bag of money. They might run in. England don't want to know.
Benton, what the disclaimer?
That's the views. Well, I mean, Junior, I think we support him.
This is why I disagree. This is why I disagree. It's not the UB40's position or job to make the other players comfortable. In a perfect world, it should be. Players should look out for each other. But that's not even the case. The issue is this, and Taxi said, first of all, transcontinental flights, do I say any transcontinental flight over 4 hours should be business class travel period. You know how I know I'm right? When I am booking tickets for my boss to fly for more than 4 hours, you know what the company says? Any flight over 4 hours is an automatic upgrade. A private entity said that anything over 4 hours, my boss have to get a bump. These players are going, some are injured, some are recovering from injury. So you know that they need that extra leg space and that extra room. And I think this is what Taxi alluded to as well. If he is going to fly economy, everybody must fly economy. If he is fine, if the JFF come out and say, listen, I don't have the money, I don't have the bandwidth to support everybody flying business class. Here what? Everybody fly. And I just think Taxi and all the other local players would not even be upset because that's how them usually fly. So I get his point and I agree with his point. I disagree with Junior that it is the UB40 place to go. I do hear and I know I remember one time though when Wes Morgan was so vocal in helping the local players when it was a Gold Cup and they had the same issues. He stepped in. So we know what a next man pocket. But the JFF, and I think that's what Taxi is alluding to, he was fairness across the board. No way you have man like Taxi and Fleming and Lowe and Blakey rub it hard when them play for years a battle with the JFF. Then you have a man with them run down like Ravel for years. I come say, ooh, if me not fly business class, me not gone away. So I get what they're saying, and they're causing, the JFF is actually causing a rift because there's no way on earth me ever comfortable with my new teammate when Mr. I get better treatment on the job.
So let me ask you this question then. So if the JFF did come out and say our policy, because of lack of funds, our policy is everybody fly economy class or coach, however they want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
You think the clubs, so my question is in a roundabout way, the argument that the clubs require the big ball them to fly business class, you think that is a lie?
I don't think it is a lie. And in my experience and what I have heard and what I have asked, the clubs really and truly don't get involved in player and country unless there's an injury or whatever. It's usually the agent. So I don't know if there was something lost in the article where they left out the agent and put in the club. But say for clarity that the club said to the JFF, my player will have to whatever. This is my problem with the JFF. They put their hat where they can't reach it. If you don't have the money to facilitate this, then, I mean, come on. if you are a player, say for example, and I'm not calling a name, I'm not saying he did it, but if you have a Leon Bailey, right, out there who play for him in club Bundesliga, play for Leverkusen, and the club say, if Bailey is not traveling first class, he can't come and represent. Bailey in a film art knows that Jamaica him want play for. Do the upgrade. Pay for the upgrade. And we've actually heard Craig say that Leon pay for his ticket. We've heard Craig say that. So I get it and I understand, but the JFF will have to draw a line in the sand and this is what we can afford. We would love the player to come and represent us, but we cannot afford business class. The player now supposed to be able to use some miles. Because, I mean, come on now. You know what I'm saying? But so I understand what Taxi is saying. Yes, he want to travel first class, but if JFF is saying that they can't afford it, all right then. If Damian Lowe is to talk the truth and remember, when the U23s went to Haiti to play in the competition, they were all stuck at the airport. I mean, stop them. The flight was just, they were on the plane and all of a sudden the flight canceled. There was no way for them to come out. I mean, JFF, I run up and down, I try to get paid. You know what we did? We went on the computer and we found that ticket from Michael to leave Haiti. The only one I could get was to go to Philly. You know what I did? Jump in my car, make him fly go to Philly and pick him up. The point is that if you need something to be done and it is to represent your country, then you can step in and you can assist, you know, not the JFF, but help yourself to whatever. So me get what Taxi has said, I'm going to understand.
Junior, what's some of the football family saying on the chat, Junior? Because this is an emotional topic.
So, let's see. All right, Dwight Spence saying that the players stood in the line for 2 hours in Kingston after flying 20 hours from Saudi. I was on the flight with them. Piss poor treatment of our national team. Dwight also said Jamaican-born players get second-class treatment in comparison to the UB40s English-born players. Bravo, Rage Squadron, big up Bravo. Bravo saying that Speed said in an interview that 3/4 of the players' demands have been met and they are close to a full agreement. Dwight also, any transcontinental flights over 4 hours should be business class travel, period. Dwight said an upgrade cost maybe USD $200 or maybe 8,000 Sky Miles. That's nonsense. No UB40 should have to pay for a local. That's what Bravo Rage Squadron said.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight said it is the JFF job to arrange flights early. Madbubad Gaza said, Dwight, I agree. Members of the JFF need to be professional across the board. The JFF is using UK-born players to undermine negotiations. It is not lack of funds, it's who the funds are being spent on.
So that's a huge statement. And we'll get to that because there's some other things that Kamara Lawrence said before we get to Yard Ballers. But I wanted to inquire, you know, the strategy here by the JFF. Is the JFF trying to basically say, yo, whatever the UB40s want, we are give it to them. If it's upgrade ticket, whatever, because we're kind of between a rock and a hard place. We're locked in a negotiation with them youth over here, so we are work with whosoever who want forward over there, so. Do you think that's a situation for the JFF?
No. I just think that they're just not doing what they're supposed to do. I don't think that's what they're doing.
Okay.
As somebody said, them incompetent, I mean, unprofessional. I don't see them, you know, thinking that far ahead. It's just the here and the now for them. But I don't get it, because you are going to need the local players. Because local players, trust me, I have yet to hear of a local player say them now come nowhere. You know, outside of this, the local players are always running, they're always willing, they always want to go and represent the country. But when you have some players who don't really need Jamaica, don't really need the national team to help with caps, I mean, is it going to be dangerous? Because I can see we have some English-born players that they're doing well for the club. They're in England. They're doing well for the club. Remember, they don't need the caps. They don't need anything from the JFM or to come play to try and reach a World Cup. When we have the little DB Nations League and the Caribbean Cup, can we count on these same players to come? So the JFF really, really taking on the edge, and they're playing. I think they're playing with fire because there's no other players loyal like the local players, and you have to treat them well. And that is what they're asking for. They're asking for fair treatment, good treatment. Because look, how on earth you have the national team? I don't care. Them could have played Curacao or Cayman. How can you have the national team in them gears, national colors, in our line, in an immigration and customs for 2 hours? What this man?
Yeah,
absolute madness.
I'm telling what it's coming like. It's coming like, and it might bring back bad memories to some people, but thankfully, I don't have much of these memories with my family members. But, you know, when people have AC in them house, or have a good bottle of orange juice in them house, and your foreign family member fly down, and as soon as the door open, the AC turn on, the first time for the whole year, the AC turn on in the house, the foreign member come in. Time the house, and when the foreign member come in, as soon as the foreign member come up left, your AC turn off, the juice turn back in a drink. JFF just come in and know and we are trying to get a member of the JFF on. This is not piling on. I don't want anybody to go out there and say what disrespect JFF. But until somebody come to Ballchat and correct me and put me in my place, JFF would have foreign-minded people, man.
But and so Rice Simpson was on the show, the manager of the Reggaeboyz.
Rice Simpson account mentor because Rice Simpson is on the side of the players.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Roy is on the side of the players, but Kamar Lawrence did say that Roy is probably the only one that, you know, they seem to have some sort of relationship, or at least they can speak to, not to put words in his mouth, with some level of comfort, to paraphrase what he says. So quickly before we move to yard ballers, another thing that Kamar brought up in this interview, he spoke about such large delegation and lack of physiotherapists. He said that, you know, they only have one physio, they have one kit man. To paraphrase the statement, it seems like the sentiment is like, why do we have such large travel contingency when the essential personnel, extra physiotherapy therapists, and an extra kit man is not something that is part of that travel contingency? And we spoke about this last week. Like, me ask why the president of JFF have to make some of them trips, yeah. Your thoughts, family?
Something like last week. Him don't need to go.
He doesn't need to do that in the public space.
No, but the thing is this too. It's like we are being all right then. The players, and this is another thing, you know, the players are being asked to band their bellies while their parents are going on vacation. That is how it is.
Yeah.
And we know it's not on spirit. And we know it's not around by the toilet. So we know. So, I mean, the delegation, them are always deep. They always roll deep. We don't know why that they have to roll this deep, but maybe the man try build up in mileage, you know, the miles. I don't know.
Listen,
we don't need so many executives. Yeah, go ahead, Junior.
I have been known for the 3 years of doing Ballchat. I have been known to come up with some great ideas.
Okay.
Another great idea right now. JFF, be more transparent.
Well, thank you, Captain Obvious.
The greatest idea ever. Just put it down on paper. This is what we offer to the team, right? You know how bad it sounds to hear Kamar Lawrence coming out, and this is the reality, and people don't kill me. This is the truth. Kamar Lawrence recognized stuff like this because he's playing off the island. If it takes a young baller that is playing in the Jamaican Premier League and bring him into the international fold, when he sees one physiotherapist and one kitman, him think him reach. And it's no disrespect. It's reality. So Kamar Lawrence can come out and ball about flying coach because he's playing in a system where he get treated better, right? If you bring a little RSPL man and he knows him a fly coach, and probably feel happy. And this is not disrespectful or disrespecting anybody's economic means or brought up. See, what I'm saying is,
But is the truth?
Yeah, I mean, as we get more,
But is the
yeah,
truth?
yeah, yeah.
but the thing though, JFF could have gotten ahead of all of this if them just put out a simple Word document with some bullet points. This is what we commit to. We have one kit man, we have one physiotherapist, we're going to guarantee everybody can fly in coach. We guarantee everybody will get a flight. Now you have some players, and put an asterisk, you have some players that they require special treatment based on their professional clubs. We can't do nothing about that. All of this little big back and forth rigmarole would have been avoided. We look back on now and we be discussing how cheap GFF is, where the money there, how them not get the money, but no, it just looks bad when you hear Kemar Lawrence coming out and saying, yo, we only have one kit man, we only have one physio. Suppose that one kit man and one physio Jamaica have since 1962. What am I going to say after that? So that's why GFF need to be more transparent and say, this is how we operate. If you don't like it, when we invite you, turn down the invite. Because this is what you're going to get. You get 3 meals, you get ackee and saltfish. If you're allergic to ackee, so be it. Go down the road and go buy some patty or something.
Yeah, yeah.
More transparent, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's one of the accusations. Before we move to Yard Ballers, quickly, we're discussing the Kamar Lawrence interview with Simon Preston. Check it out on Reggaeboyz commentary. Kamar Lawrence spoke of a wide range of topics as he discussed the issues, some of the issues at least, relating to the Reggaeboyz and the JFF. Kamar spoke, one last thing before we get to Yard Ballers, he spoke about a lack of trust between these two parties, the two entities in these negotiations. With this lack of trust, how does these two entities go forth and achieve a common objective, which is A, qualify for the World Cup and do something good in the World Cup? I mean, with this situation, Kamara also spoke about how when some members of the delegation come around the team, it's like a negative vibes. With all this sort of mistrust, how can these entities achieve anything? Is as fans, are we expecting too much? Knowing that, with all these backroom foolishness are going on. Do we even expect this team to qualify for the World Cup with all these issues? Come on.
I think we will fix it. I think we will fix it. In the matter of trust, I don't know how they're going to fix that. Because they're not transparent. They're not talking to each other. They're not even negotiating. And you can hear the lack of respect, the lack of trust in the leaked voice notes with Damian Lowe and the key players during negotiation time. So it's going to be hard, but I think as Tapa is asking that they fix everything, they try and resolve everything before World Cup time. So I think they'll do well on the pitch if they fix at least 50% of what needs to be fixed off the pitch.
Okay, so come on, is optimistic. All right, football fans. Well, Roy Simpson did say, Jamaicans only cuss you when them love you, right, or something along those lines.
That's not even true.
Yeah.
So Dwight Spencer, EPL bench warmer do not deserve special treatment. Oh no, because so they were talking about some of the players not being good that Jamaica calling. Bravo Ray Cullen is calling some names and say that they're good. The White Spence is saying the RS Spillman, them happy to get the extension visa for trials, nothing wrong with that, which is true. They just want to come off of the off of Jamaica pitch. So then they were talking about players now, and they said, since when do you have to be playing in the EPL to be good? Then I said, Hector would like a word. And then one said, Hector is no good. We all know that EPL bench warmer do not deserve special treatment. And Bravo said he's not bench warmer, he's a reserve bench warmer. What is a reserve bench warmer? But they're not going to do my Hector so enough. They're not going to do my reliable Hector like this.
All right, football family. Thank you. Keep the comments coming. Before we get to Yard Ballers, Junior, before we get to Yard Ballers, did you have any final statement like you'd like to say about this whole fiasco?
JFF knows that Ballchat and company will still support Jamaica. JFF knows that everybody that represent Jamaica from birth, as them place of them origin, they are going to support Jamaica when they walk on the football field. So with that, nothing is going to change. Will Jamaica make it to the World Cup? I don't think JFF want Jamaica make it to the World Cup, because that would mean more.
Those are the views of Junior Pringle, you know.
I was going to ask you about the disclaimer there.
Yeah.
No, that will mean more financial commitments. Right now, them good as is. Because if nothing has changed, that means that them must be good as is, right?
Yeah, same issues. Same issues. Before we get into Yard Ballers, come on, the chairman of Professional Football Jamaica Limited, Mr. Chris Williams, spoke about costs of testing. So we never know, so the cost of testing RSPL players would be expensive in a potential reopen. Junior, come on, Yard Ballers time.
So, of course he knew, but I doubt if he knew it was going to be 47 million. I mean, he probably think him could I get the test them for a little bit of nothing. But he says that they're facing massive testing expenses and that the protocol would cost them upwards of 47 million. So nobody will get tested because it's upwards of 47 million. So the PFJL met on Wednesday evening and they indicated that they wrote to JFF and CONCACAF to request an extension of the Premier League season to August. So that kind of weird, seeing that we have World Cup, so let us see. I don't know, has this ever been done? I mean, the Premier League ever play all the way to August? A request has ever been made?
Yeah, but we never been in a pandemic in 100. We haven't been in a pandemic in 100 years, so play some ball, yes.
Yes. So hopefully, so let us see. I mean, we won't know until he said in the middle of April. So the PFJL, they pushed back their decision. So they're to April 21st. So they're trying to wait until Babsy Grange, the Minister of Sports, until she goes to Parliament and she puts forth, something for the Premier League to start back. So they're saying that they pushed back their decision to April 21st because they have had a very good conversation with the Minister of Sports and the local government towards designing and the execution of a bubble or contained environment. So they want to make sure that they have to go ahead before they start doing anything. They're saying that they're waiting until the idea is presented to Cabinet by Babsy no later than April 21st because they want to get the Chief Medical Officer and the protocol security firm in place for the Premier League to start. So it's still a wait and see game. April 21st is now the new deadline. So we won't hear anything, until then, if the league is going to start back. In the meantime, we have players that are still in limbo. One of the best things that could happen to some of these players are if they're loaned out to some clubs. Send them out, make them go and go play until they've made a decision. So Javon East team now has 8 goals in Costa Rica. I think he injured himself on the last goal. It was just too good. So you need to check him out. He's doing very well. And I don't know if people remember Kemal Malcolm. He's 31 years old and he plays for Arnett Gardens. So he's now on loan in El Salvador until May of this year. And as him lands up, so him square. So we also have 2 other Jamaicans at the club in El Salvador, Craig Foster and Chevron Marsh. And I think the reviews that I've been seeing about the 3 Jamaicans, they've been doing really, really well. So hopefully they can make some money and stay fit. I also heard that Kemal Malcolm had the opportunity to also leave and go to El Salvador in 2015, and Arnett Gardens did not let him go. So it's just a shame that at 31 years old, he's now getting the opportunity.
All right, we're going to have to verify that Arnett statement.
Yeah. Well, so that so go and verify the honest statement, make him come talk. But they're saying that he had the opportunity and he was not allowed to go. So flip the people. So Justin McMaster, our Justin that came on here, he finally got signed because you know when you go to the draft, you have to wait a little bit. So he got signed to a contract in Minnesota. It's saying that it's a 1-year contract with a 3-year option, which is good because then he is not really tied into a long deal. So congrats to Justin. And the other Jamaican was Sean Daly, who was at FC Cincinnati. He is now on trial at Minnesota. So, you know, he's a striker as well. So hopefully he can get an opportunity to really make some money. We talked earlier about, what's his name? Ravel Morrison.
Yeah.
So he was training at Sheffield Wednesday with Darren Moore. Everybody thought that he was going to be a shoo-in. People thought that he would have signed a short-term contract to even help them during the rest of the season, but it never materialized. But Darren Moore is saying that the door is still open for Ravel. So hopefully he can find a home with Sheffield Wednesday. So that's my lineup. I forgot. So the tournament for the Reggae Girls, it has been cancelled. So Coach Busby Jr. is saying that he's hoping that they can get some games between now and November because that's when World Cup qualification starts. So it's just a big blow that the tournament was cancelled. It was looking really good, but in the middle of a pandemic, anything can happen. So that's off. So our girls need some playing, some games. So maybe they can play against the other ladies in the Caribbean.
Yeah,
so that's my roundup.
That's definitely a good suggestion. Come on, play against some of the other teams in the Caribbean.
Well, on my correction, Jam 6 says Javan East have 10 goals he scored last night. Thank you.
Yeah. Big up yourself, family. Thanks for the correction. And one of those goals that Javan East scored this year was a rotted pile. It's tech pile, boy. You see the goal, Junior?
Yeah,
it
looked just like me 3 years ago.
Video game. Hey, Bravo is saying, and this is Bravo, this is a comment. Did you hear about Tapper being upset over the inclusion of the UB40s? Also suggesting that he didn't pick the last squad. No, we never hear but Tapper is going to be Tapper. No local player is playing, so that's why we should respect and welcome the UB40s. Dwight Spence is saying that Devon East goal is a world-class goal. Was really a good goal. And I'm happy that he is making some money and, playing and scoring goals.
No, but surely, so Giovanni is a goal scorer, at least with AD Santos. I mean, surely he might be looking for another transfer further afield, right? I mean, it seems like he's dominating this league down in Costa Rica.
I mean, listen, and that's any agent, any good agent will use 10 goals, will use the quality of his goals, will use, him being in form to move to a better league. I mean, Javan East, he can score the goals, him wiry, him quick, him strong. I mean, sometimes he hit and miss, but but he's a good agent, he'll look for a better club. It's all about the money, is all about the the playing, the quality. And the way he's saying that he should learn Spanish and go Liga MX. He can go Belgium, he can go France, he can go Finland, he can go Sweden. Teams will want a goal scorer. And I keep telling all these players, your agent is your best ally. A good agent, trust me. I have heard an agent say to me that, listen, we have friends at some clubs who we just ask them for a favor. And it's true because sometimes we are watching football and we wonder how this player, I'm not at Hector, I'm just wondering how a player make this big move. So, it happens. So all the players out there, the Jamaican young men that are looking, you don't need to stick with one agent if you think your career is not going anywhere. You can move and you should move to get an opportunity. So I hope is looking to make the jump.
And Michael Hector, football family, we love you, you know. We don't want to come on throwing a stone at you, you know. Don't want to come on throwing a stone
No,
at you.
tuna baller.
Football family, thank you for joining us. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube page, subscribe to Flow Sports, subscribe to Ball Chat Podcast, a Champions League game coming up this week. And as it relates to the Reggaeboyz and the JFF, I mean, just fix it. Fix it. Figure out a solution. Solve the problem. Who I get president money, who I get treasurer money, fix it. I'm tired of the foolishness. I am tired of it. And interestingly, Kamar Lawrence, resoundingly said that, we welcome the English players. We know that we cannot qualify without them. And we also know that they cannot qualify without us. So it's a situation where the players want to work together. So you need to figure it out, Bridget. You need to figure it out.
Yeah, so Bravo is saying that Alvas Corey looks to have fallen out with this club. I am curious if it's a new club in Africa, because trust me, I'm just. And BM is saying those are the views of Camon and not necessarily.
Thank you, BM. Thank you. Exactly. Thank you. Junior, you were going to say something, family?
Remember, Gold Cup, World Cup, all the Jamaica games, we will be doing a watch along. I'm going to keep promoting it.
So are we doing watch along if it's PUV 40 nice side?
I will bring on my greatest English accent. But
we're cheering for everybody.
All World Cup games.
We want for the World Cup.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a watch along for all Gold Cup and World Cup games. So if you're tired of hearing the American commentators talk about the goats eating the field and talking about how them come from this and all the Jamaicans, they just get organized, watch Ball Chat channel while watching a game. We'll be giving expert commentary that even Ed Barnes will be proud of us.
Excellent football family. Ball Chat watch along coming up for CONCACAF Gold Cup and for World Cup qualifiers. Definitely we'll talk about the Reggaeboyz and keep trying to drive home, this solving this issue to President Michael Ricketts. One final quote before we leave. A special one. Jose Mourinho says, quote, "Same coach, different players," end quote, as Jose Mourinho corner dog. Come on, you missed that statement earlier.
I did not miss it. I don't miss anything that the special one says.
Yeah, but I want to remind you, he said same coach, different players.
but the special one isn't wrong. He still said different players.
What a man for throwing players under the bus.
Spurs, what a fault Spurs got to buy all Holland. Spurs need to get some good world-class players. That's what they need to come from, the big expensive stadium. That's what they need. Listen, and this is my thing. If we get the Ronaldo, the Messi, the Mbappe quality as Spurs, you must say we.
Right.
As Spurs, then we can cut him because you have the quality and you're still not giving the result. Right now, the man don't have the quality.
Man, the same coach.
It's still the coach, different players.
Same coach, different players. Same Ball Chat. Ball Chat family, you can connect with us on Instagram at Ball Chat Podcast. We're on Twitter at Ball Chat 1. We're on Facebook at Ball Chat. Email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. JFF, the Reggaeboyz, fix it. We tired of it. We tired of the foolishness. Solve the problem. Big up yourself, Kamar Lawrence and Simon Preston, for that wonderful interview. Thought-provoking interview. Yo, happy Easter, happy Passover, and happy Sunday to everybody else. Football family, we're gone the road,